Hello everyone, welcome to PHTV Channel 4 in Palos Heights. I'm Sue Jankowski and we are back again with another episode of The Travel Show. And this is where you get to think, dream, and plan for a really great vacation coming up. A destination today that you're going to want to hear a lot about. Kathy Janes comes from Class Act Travel. She's here with us today as she always is. Thank you, Kathy, for coming today.
And thank you for having me. I appreciate this very much. I have to tell you that somebody came in my office yesterday afternoon and said, I saw you on television.
Well, there you go. That's what we hope.
So that's what it's all about.
That's a good thing. And Kathy brought a guest, as she always does, too. Today we have Corey Lastman. Thank you for joining us today, Corey.
Thank you so much for having me, Kathy, as well, for the invite. Very excited to be here, excited to talk travel.
It's what we like to do. What we like to dream
Who doesn't,
about.
right?
Exactly. Corey is the Business Development Manager at FunJet Vacations. Now, right there, FunJet. I mean, who would not like to start planning a vacation with FunJet? So I guess we're going to learn a little bit about Corey to start with, because I think it's interesting. I kind of think like everyone's dream job involves travel, especially if you've got a little bit of wanderlust. So Corey, what drew you to get involved in the travel business?
So I actually grew up in a travel family.
Oh.
I am the product of actually two families, both on my father and mother's side.
Wow.
Their grandparents both owned agencies.
Oh my
gosh.
It's in his blood.
It is 100% in my blood, and as Kathy can attest to, once it's in there, you can't get it out.
No. So yeah, you did a lot of traveling growing up.
Yes, I was very fortunate. Not something I'm blind to. I was very fortunate to have the ability to travel to all different places, Europe at a very young age, the Caribbean, destinations like that. Like I said, even my great-great-grandfather, when he moved to this country, opened an agency.
Oh,
so
wow.
That is cool.
Four generations deep at this point.
Wow, that is terrific. So you really have a lot of hands-on experience, really, with the family having the business, and also just the fact that you've traveled extensively throughout your young life makes you really a great resource. So now we're talking about FunJet Vacations, and I guess first explain what does that mean, FunJet Vacations? What is that umbrella?
Well, FunJet Vacations, it's sun and sand. When you want to go somewhere, a beach, where it's beautiful, you feel the breeze, that ocean smell in the air, you think FunJet. Like you said before, it's almost in the name, fun and jet. What we do is we connect your great travel agents with the hotels as well as the airlines to get you as the client the absolute best opportunity to have that dream vacation that you've always looked for. In the most simple terms, we're making dreams come true. People dream about those vacations from a very young age, so we want to make sure that we get them there.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, this time of year, you just see those advertisements or nature shows, and they're showing beaches and water, and it's pretty enticing. So I'm imagining it's easy to find a group of people who want to, be on the FunJet.
Absolutely.
I wouldn't want to be on the FunJet.
Yeah, I mean, we absolutely get the people to where they want. And at the end of the day, you're looking at the best of the line. We're talking across the airlines, we're talking across the hotels, and even just down to your point A to point B at the airport, because we also do that. If you need to get a private transfer, if you're a group and you need to get in a van together, even if it's a private, nice Escalade almost, we got that too. We make sure that clients, whenever they go to our trusted travel advisors, they are taken care of from start to finish.
Okay, I think that's really important too, because oftentimes you're planning a vacation with a group of people, and you're like, well, how are we going to do this, and how are we going to get there?
How are we going to go over here?
We all want to be together. Do we get in a bunch of cabs, or how do we do that? So that's nice. There is an avenue to go.
Absolutely.
So okay, so now we're talking to Kathy, and she's contacting you, and we want to plan a trip. What kinds of trips would people be planning through FunJets?
Everything.
If you can dream it, we can do it. And I hate to even say that, but it's 100% the truth. There is no better value than working with your local travel advisor. They can absolutely lead you in any direction you need, whether it's as simple as heading on down to Mexico or the Caribbean, or if you want to go as far as a European trip that you're hitting 4 or 5 countries at a time, we can absolutely help in all of those facets.
Okay, so what would be like the what's popular with people? What do they kind of want to do? I mean, there's always something that draws a bigger crowd. What do you see that happening there?
I would say that, especially right now when we're in the frozen tundra of Chicago,
Yes.
and obviously the surrounding areas, getting to that sun and sand, getting to those beach destinations really drives people. Like you said, you're seeing those ads everywhere. The companies that are running that, they are doing that for a reason.
Okay.
So realistically, getting your group of friends to, let's say, a perfect example, one of our property partners is called Breathless. It's an AM Resorts property, and it's a very young crowd. It's very much a party time. So if you're looking for a fun time with your group of friends where it's, foam parties by the pool, all-inclusive drinking, Breathless is a great option for that. So it's really, like I said,
It's cool.
whatever you're looking for, we can facilitate something along those lines.
Okay, now that does sound like, would you call that like a spring break kind of thing?
Spring break
Maybe.
year-round almost.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
year round. And where is that
So
location?
Breathless has a couple different locations. There are some in Riviera Maya, Cancun. They also have them in Punta Cana, as well as other destinations in the Caribbean.
Okay.
Breathless is, like I said, a phenomenal for those who are, doesn't have to be a young crowd. I say that lightly. I'd have plenty of people.
Young at heart.
Young at heart. That's a
Oh,
much better
yeah.
term for it.
Yeah.
I was actually at a property a couple weeks ago, and they were having a white themed party by the pool with a foam. And I must have been an 86-year-old woman in a white bikini, and she was partying at the time of her life.
Okay, now wait, you said the word and the foam, or with the foam.
Yes.
Am I saying that right?
Yeah, so
okay,
they-
what are we talking about?
So what they do, especially at Breathless, other properties do this as well, but Breathless is known for their foam pool parties. So what they do is they have big blasters and they blast foam into the pool, and everyone is there's DJs by the pool, foam,
Foam.
They just make it have a good time.
I saw that on Below Deck once. It does look like fun. Okay, so
For all ages, too.
yeah, it would be. It would be fun. Okay, well, that sounds like a lot of fun. And if you're looking for something to get kind of jumpstart your, I think this time of year too, you feel like, you get the blahs.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that perk you up?
I would absolutely guarantee it. But we also, it's not just about partying all the time. Some people really like that relaxation factor. And when it comes to that, we have other resorts such as, and in the AM Resorts family, I would also say Secrets, as well as if you're really going for that ultra zen, so to speak,
Oh, okay.
Zoetry.
Zoetry.
It is in the name, it's almost like poetry.
Yeah.
Zoetry is absolutely the top of the line. They are zen, yogi, but still it's not like you could hear a pin drop. You'll still have a good time, but it is very much about that reset and relaxation.
And don't you have your own butler or
Yes.
at
At
Zoetry?
Zoetry?
Yes, you do.
Yeah, you have your own little room with the big balcony that looks out.
Yeah, that sounds
It's
nice.
just
Beautiful.
incredible. Yeah.
It sounds like a lot of these are a little bit for maybe 18 and over. Is there an age restriction for some of these?
Technically speaking, the Zoetry does not have an age restriction, but it is geared towards adults. So I wouldn't recommend it for the young, like the children. For those, we actually have other brands. So, like I said, in the AM Resorts family, there are a ton of brands from, the entry level for the young families to all the way up to the Zoetries, where it's, adults who are really getting that zen. But for families, we have Dreams and Now Properties, I would
Now.
say, are probably the two best for a family. And even if you don't have a family, if you're an adult and you just want to go, I've had amazing times at the Dreams.
And you have Sunsplash?
Yeah, Sunscape is the
Sunscape.
other one.
I knew it was one of those.
Sunscape is
Yeah,
another one that's
another for the-
also
yeah.
very, very much an entry level for young families, but it's child friendly. But like I said, we do have across the board for absolutely anyone, and that's just the AM Resorts family. Obviously, we have great partners. I'm sure some of you may have heard, like there's Palladium, there is Ryu Properties are also great. There are so many options, and that is
Bahia's. Yeah.
amazing. And
Yeah.
that's the benefit of having a travel advisor at your side, and also us as her partner, making sure that whatever you as the client are looking for, we're facilitating that.
Well, and really, a lot of these are you're not sure what you're looking for sometimes.
Correct.
So to have some options
Mm-hmm.
about,
really
do I
helps.
want to go somewhere where I can bring the family? Do I want to go somewhere where it's calm or has
Or
a
do I
lot
want to
going
get
on?
treated like a queen at
Right.
Zoetry? Yeah, it is. Yeah.
You do have like some people don't really want to have a family vacation. They want a quiet vacation.
Absolutely.
So this is nice. You've got a lot of options here.
People also want to go out and see the history of Mexico, such as going to Tulum or Chichen Itza. They want to see that. They want to see what's going on and be able to get by the pyramids that were built. Now you can no longer climb them, which I'm kind of sorry about because they were cool to climb these things because they had little feet. And I don't have little feet, so trying to put your
it's
foot on a
challenging.
step like this big, yeah.
But you can see why they're telling
Oh,
people not to do
of
that
course.
anymore.
Well, it was getting damaged, and you
Yes.
don't want to damage this, and I understand that. And of course, it was just cool that we just happened to hit it when you could do this, when you could climb them and walk all over them, and it was neat. It just gave you a whole different sense
And it's
of
fun.
Yeah, oh, absolutely, it was.
Now, most of these destinations are in Mexico, but you did mention Europe. So, if you wanted to travel to Europe, is it primarily like I want to go to see what Europe's beaches are like? Is that more of the thrust of that?
Yes and no. We have those options. So the AM Resorts family also has resorts in Mallorca and other places in Spain. But if you're trying to go to any of those destinations in Europe, we still have those same relationships with the hotel partners that we have in the Caribbean and Mexico. It's just their properties that are in Europe. So whether it's going from Spain to Greece to Italy, we can make it all happen.
Okay. So
You're helping me. I'm sorry. You're helping me now with one. I have 3 people that are going to London to watch the Cubs play in June. They're playing 2 games in
I have
London.
a friend who's going to do that.
Yeah, and there's a lot of people going there, so they're helping me with this.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
3 people that are going there, getting the airfare situated, the hotel situated, getting transfers in there from because the airport in London is quite a ways away from the city. It isn't like right there. So transfers a whole bit. So I mean, they do a lot to help us give you the best. And sincerely, they've been one of mine since we started this back in 26 years ago.
Oh my goodness.
That's why my hair is this color now.
Oh.
You know?
That's a long time. You got to be a real Cubs fan to want to go.
Oh, yeah.
To London.
Absolutely.
And the tickets aren't cheap on
Yes.
top of it all.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the same thing happened last year when the Bears played there.
Oh,
We had
really?
a ton of fans who wanted to go see the Bears play in another
London,
country, and
yeah.
it was also London. And you know, like she said, we help facilitate from point A to point Z. We literally, you get on the plane, you get off, and we have those people in destination to take you from the airport to your hotel. I'm going to go back to Mexico on this. You know, you mentioned Chichen Itza. We have that company in destination. They're called Amstar. And what they do, they will take you directly to and from Chichen Itza. They have a million different excursions to choose from, and they are in almost every single resort's lobby for you. So you don't even have to do it before you get there.
Oh,
Now,
that's great.
I recommend it for the timing purposes, plus working with an expert such as Kathy. She'll get you the best times and make sure that you are working with the right companies. But yeah, the beauty of it is you don't have to do it ahead of time. You can go down there, stroll in the morning of.
Oh, that's great. I mean, that you've got a lot of options there. But I think there is something comforting about knowing you can get from point A to point B, and you have maybe
And
planned it
somebody's
ahead
there.
of time, and somebody is there who
They're
can
going
kind of guide you.
You just go walk up because they have a shirts on there, the blue flowered shirts.
Yep.
They really look like Hawaii. No offense, honey, but they look
Oh,
like
you're
Hawaii.
fine.
Yeah. So you walk up and introduce yourself. Oh yes, we have you here. Just give us a minute. We'll either bring the vehicle to you, or you have to walk maybe a block to get onto the vehicle. But you feel better when there's somebody there waiting for you, and you know they're waiting for
Yeah.
you,
Yes,
instead
you
of
do.
you coming into this strange country that they're talking in Spanish. I mean, a million miles an hour, and you have no idea what they're talking about.
Right, that is, puzzling then.
Yeah,
Yes,
just
what
like-
do I do?
Yeah.
Okay, so now the resorts that you mentioned, for the most part, would be like all-inclusive type.
100%
resorts.
of them are.
They are.
Everyone I've mentioned is an all-inclusive.
Okay, and that's a nice thing too for people, because what can you expect in an all-inclusive? What's included in all-inclusive?
Everything.
Yeah.
Everything.
You know, simply put, everything. From meals to the drinks to, again, pretty much anything you're looking
And
for.
alcoholic drinks and pop and coffee
Yep.
and tea and 3
Breakfast
meals a
and
day
lunch and dinner and
snacks
yeah.
and room service, and it's everything, and non-motorized water sports.
Always a good time.
It's like everything, and you can walk around without any money in your pocket.
Which is absolutely
It's
my
it's
favorite
the-
part about it.
It's a
That
great
is
because
nice, yeah.
you don't
can
have to worry about it.
Yeah.
Dagnabbit, I don't have any money. I can't get that. you don't need money.
Yeah. And you can really disconnect. I know plenty of people who will not only leave their wallets, but leave their phones in the room. You know, you really don't have to carry anything because when you get there, it's whatever you need. And what's another beautiful thing, to bring it back to the alcoholic drinks, is that they're brand names that you know.
Oh, yeah.
So you're not sitting there
yeah.
wondering, like,
What is this?
What is this?
Yeah.
You'll see
Yeah.
the Grey Goose. You'll see the Jose Cuervo. You will see every name that you know here, the Jack Daniels and all of that. You'll see it there too. So it's a very comforting feeling. And again, you don't have to carry any money with you, so it's just give me whatever I'm looking for.
Yeah.
Nice and easy.
Which is really great because you're not pulling your wallet out of your swim trunks or
That's it, yeah,
you know,
yeah.
laying your wallet down on the
In the
chair
sand,
in the
then,
sand
yeah.
and that sort of thing. So
The
that
other
makes it
cool
really
thing
nice,
that
too.
these resorts do that I think is really neat is when you arrive, they greet you with a glass of champagne.
Oh yes, that is very
beautiful.
lovely,
Isn't it? And then they come in, and instead of standing in line at the counter to check in, you sit at a desk.
Oh, isn't that
And
nice?
you do it right there at the
Comfortable.
desk. Oh, it's very nice.
Yeah.
It just
Personalized.
makes you feel so much better than standing up. Yeah, personalized is a good thing to say about it. They just take care of everything. Okay, and then the next for it's a cool way of doing it. And the way they built these too, well, at least the secrets. You walk in this way and you look up and there's the whole ocean in front of you
Oh, yeah.
because it's
Nice.
just
Yes.
Absolutely
That makes you
stunning.
like you're immediately
intense.
somewhere else.
Yeah,
Yep.
right.
That's
yeah.
wonderful. A question about the actual transportation. So FunJet.
Yep.
It's not a particular jet or jets. It's like we're putting you on this airline, and when you get there, it's a fun time. But we're just
So-
calling it FunJet.
Yeah, so it's the name is kind of, you know, that it's what we provide. You know, we
Right.
provide the jet to the fun, if you
Right.
will.
Okay.
So they just wanted to switch it around, make it
Okay.
nice
Yeah.
and easy to say. We do have a relationships with every airline.
Okay.
So you can, if you walk into Kathy's office and you say, I am a Southwest person, put me on Southwest or nothing else, we can absolutely do that.
Okay. And you're still part of that FunJet.
Absolutely.
Umbrella.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, we do have our own, what we call exclusive nonstop vacation flights. So being from Chicago, and actually originally I'm from New York, we're spoiled. We can take direct flights almost anywhere.
We are.
So
and that's what we want.
Yeah, absolutely. So what we've done is we have chartered with a company or worked with a company to make sure that we can provide direct flights to our destinations in the Mexico and Caribbean for at least Riviera Maya as well as Punta Cana daily. So we have nonstop flights every single day to some of our biggest destinations, which you can't get with every single airline. And when you work with your travel advisor, they're actually at reduced rates, especially when you pair them with great hotel brands that we have partners with as well. So we really do provide, even though it's not necessarily the fun jet, again, we provide the jet right to the fun.
Okay. Well, that's what I wondered because, you know, didn't they used to have some jets that were like specific to like some kind of company? Maybe I'm talking about years and years
Apple
ago.
Vacations used to have 3,000, was it? I think it was 3,000, was it? And it was theirs. They owned the planes.
Yeah.
Apple did. The problem that I remember they told us about was that those planes have to be inspected every so many years by the FAA to make sure everything. And it was going to be more or too much money for Apple to have all these inspected instead of going and leasing planes from another company. So that's why they let those. It
They
was
let the
USA
contract.
3000. They just let them. I don't even know where the planes went to. I have no idea, but whatever. And now they have a company that they are leasing from, and it works just as well as it did before. And then Apple doesn't have to worry about doing all these inspections every so many years or whatever it is on that. That was one of the things they told us why they got rid of that. It
makes sense.
sounds good, doesn't
Yeah,
it?
it sounds about right.
Even if it isn't true.
I don't have an argument for it.
Yeah.
It's nice though that you can actually specify if there's a particular airline that you like flying on, or you get your
Oh,
points
sure.
or whatever it is you're getting. You can get
Because-
that.
oh, yeah.
And it's just guiding you toward and making sure that you are provided that
Service,
guidance,
yes.
service, and the time that you want.
And some of the companies that are under this umbrella are specific to, I shouldn't bring Asia into this at this point with all going on, but like to Asia, to different parts of the world that they specify in, that's what they work with, and they're very knowledgeable about that. So that even helps us a lot when we're doing people that want to go to, let's say, South America, Central America, whatever. That company knows that better than anybody else. So that really helps us a lot when we get those kind of questions about going those places.
Exactly. Okay, so this is an experience. So when you go in to talk to your travel agent, Kathy, you then specifically say, I want to know about FunJet. I want to know what are my options about where can I go, what kind of destination, what can they provide for me. That's what you should go in and ask for.
Honestly, there is no wrong way to ask.
Okay.
If you go into Kathy and just say, I am looking for a great trip, as much as she'd love you to have a little bit more direction than that, it'll be
It's
fine.
fine.
She'll be fine. But at the end of the day, if you go in there and say, like, I'm looking for a FunJet vacation, Kathy will know exactly where to go with that. She will, I'm assuming, will think right away, sun and sand. Let's go. Yep. So I know
Sun
she's
and
nodding her
sand.
head there. So when you come in and you talk with your travel advisor, Kathy, about where you want to go, Mexico, Caribbean, beach, wind in your hair, that is the perfect thing.
And I would guess that each of these destinations that you've mentioned have a different price point, so that maybe you can tell her what your budget would be,
Absolutely.
and that would guide
Absolutely.
you
Highly
toward
recommend.
which
Yes.
one you would be
It
suitable
just
for you.
it makes it a whole lot easier for all of us that way, because I'm not, you're telling me you want to go da 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 da, and without an idea of how much your budget is, I could be shooting off the moon somewhere with prices, and that's not going to help you, and then you're not going to like us, and you might leave. So the budget helps us a lot too.
Certainly.
Yeah, because then we can say, okay, with that kind of money, I think you would need to stay somewhere in this area.
And there are different, even within our own resort brands, as well as our resort partners, all the different brands do provide different levels themselves. So a perfect example of that with Ryu Resort Properties, if you're looking at a Ryu Palace, that's going to be a little bit of a higher price point. But it is...
And oceanfront,
Yep.
it's
So
again a little
there's
bit more.
so many
yeah.
factors to this. So I agree with Kathy. If you have a budget in mind, it is absolutely something that would be imperative to help her give you the best thing you're looking for.
Right, and
Yeah.
the best value.
Yes, for your money,
because
absolutely.
You can get a great vacation for whatever kind of monies you're able to spend.
Right, and that's how we can help. I mean, we really can. Once we know, and sitting and talking, such as we are here, but talking with them for a little bit, also gives you a feel of what they really want to do or what they're thinking of doing. And that's something that we need to get to. Otherwise, we can't help that much.
Right, so
you know?
need to think about it a little bit, or go
Exactly.
in and talk about it, and then come back and
And
make some sort
tell me
of
what you, and I
decision.
said, okay, now you got to give me a little bit so I can come up with something for you.
Absolutely.
Let me work on this a little bit, and then I'll let you know what I got, and come back in, and we'll work this out.
Okay.
It
Corey,
is
is there anything else we should know about that FunJet experience that you want to make sure our viewers understand?
I think I've said it. We're the jet to fun. The best thing you can do is work with your local travel advisor. She is going to be the absolute best resource for you. I said 26 years. You said
26.
26 years. With experience like
Yikes.
that, you can't. It's invaluable.
It is. Yeah.
When you're looking at things, what would you rather? The person who's started yesterday, or the person who's seen pretty much anything and everything there is under the sun in that industry? I can guarantee you, someone like Kathy is absolutely the best resource. Especially sometimes, like we said, you walk in, you don't necessarily know where you want to go, but you have an idea of what you're looking for.
Right.
And that's, yep.
Kathy will lead you down
Yeah.
the exact right path you
That's
need.
so true. That's so true. And then on the other hand, if you're someone who has specific ideas,
Oh,
at least you
that's-
can make those known
Sure,
too.
I can
Yeah.
do that too.
Yeah,
And
very
that,
good.
what I've been very lucky in my life that I've been able to do quite a bit of traveling. So that helps me also, because somebody will say, well, I want to go to whatever. Well, don't do that because that isn't so good, but do this because that's a whole lot better.
Yeah, it's true.
The experience is what it is.
Yes,
The
very
mo-
good.
The more experience, the better it is.
All right, Kathy, you want to tell everybody where they should
Oh, yes, I can
call
tell you
or
where
drive
they can
to?
go. All right.
Be nice.
I know. I'm sorry. It's Class Act Travel, 6946 West 111th Street, Worth, Illinois. We're on the corner of 111th and Worth Avenue. We're open Monday through Friday, 9 to 5, Saturday, 9 to 1. If you need an evening, just call us. We'll set up an evening for you. You can come in 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, whatever works the best for you. Just give us a holler. Come see us. We'll send you to the sun and sand.
All right. That sounds pretty good about right now. Even though it's been a mild winter,
Yeah,
sun and sand
it's
is
still
not
winter, yeah.
snow. So
No, it is not.
plan your trip. You know what? Plan it 3 weeks from now, plan it 2 months from now, plan it a year from now, but just get planning on something that you can look forward to.
One more quick thing before you
Yes.
close. You also, when you come into us, as long as you put the deposit down on your trip, then make payments. It's fine. We accept payments however you want to do it. Call us up and say, okay, you have my credit card. Please put another $100 on my credit card for my trip. Okay, fine, not a problem. Remember, we do that also.
Oh.
Sorry, thank you.
No, that's
to
a great
know.
point, Kathy.
Good to know.
Absolutely. We can literally, anything they need, however,
Whatever will work.
for the client.
That's
Gonna
right.
make your dreams come true. So get a hold of Kathy and ask about the FunJet experience. Corey, thanks for being here
Thank
with
you so
us
much
today.
again for having me.
Our pleasure. Thanks for watching us. We'll see you next month on another edition of The Travel Show. Bye.